Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the BroTalk, the most random podcast with subjects tailored to make you think a little bit. My name is Augusto,
And my name is Marcus.
and we are here today to talk about
Addiction.
addictions. Yeah. We are talking about addictions because of last episode. We talked about movies, gaming, and how they impact our lives.
Yeah, for sure. And we wrapped it up talking about, just in short, about addiction. And right now we are here to complement it.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
Here we go, here we are.
And where are we going to start?
From the beginning.
Because it's randomic, so
In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. So we start from the beginning. Genesis 1:1.
yeah, you gotta be kidding me, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because no, yeah, kidding.
So, addiction, procrastination, and everything that makes us be nothing, stuck in life, do nothing. Stuck in life, and it makes us stop progressing. So
Yeah.
that's the point of this whole podcast, to make you think about it and maybe get moving on.
Do shit.
Do shit, yeah.
Do shit. Goggins up. I created the
Goggins
verb.
up,
remember?
yeah.
Goggins up, man.
Yeah.
Just goggins it.
Just goggins, that's good. And where are we starting? I have no idea because I've not thought about it before.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, we don't think about it
To
before.
think
so-
about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
And start drinking.
Let's start drinking water just, to warm up.
Yeah. Actually, the water is cold, so it's going to
Yeah,
cool us.
you know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's okay.
I'm just being annoying. Addictions. Let's think a little bit about addictions.
Addictions is escape from our lives because we don't want to face our problems, so we go to Netflix or maybe playing games or maybe Pornhub because we don't want to talk to people and approach women or something like that, so you get some addiction on Pornhub or something like that. So there are a lot of kinds of addictions out there,
Yes.
and it happens to everyone. So, there's anything you want to add?
I have a lot to add. Well, first, as you said, there are many types, let's say that, of addictions.
Yeah.
But not all addictions are the same, and that's why they get dangerous and sometimes out of hand. Because, as you said, there's porn addiction, gaming addiction, gambling addiction, but
Yeah.
they're not like crack addiction, cocaine addiction,
Yeah.
heroin. They are completely different. And that's where the problem lives. Danger.
Yeah, everything needs to have some balance. So
Everything
maybe if you
has.
are a workaholic, it's also going to be bad for you.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, it is.
It may screw your life.
For sure.
You might be addicted to adrenaline. Those kind of sports that make you, I don't know, do rad stuff just to get that adrenaline pumping to your system.
Oh, okay, like
parachuting,
jumping.
bungee jumping.
Yeah.
Yes, that kind of thing. Not saying that those are bad, but when they get out of hand, you can have problems. You have a serious problem.
For sure.
Because maybe you're addicted because you lack something in your life. There's something you lack, a kind of attention or a kind of self-love, even. Because many of those addictions are self-destructive.
Yeah.
You do that, you're literally destroying your life. You're shortening your lifespan. So many of those are self-destructive. Maybe in the end, you don't like yourself, you hate your life. So that's when you go to things like drug use. Or maybe
you were too much time struggling to please your mind, and right now your life sucks.
maybe you're stuck trying to please others.
Maybe, yeah.
Because one thing about addiction is that you do that because, as I said, you lack something.
Yeah, you please someone just to please you somehow because you lack something, okay?
Yes, that's why maybe you're addicted to get attention. Needy people, right?
Yeah.
They need to be caressed, mentally caressed. So they get their dose of, let's say, their drug, their fix. Let's use the word. They need their fix of love because they lack love in themselves.
That's pretty interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you have to be lonely because,
No.
we have to be social, but it doesn't have to become an addiction. It can't become an addiction.
Yes, because if you, let's say you're this kind of needy person,
Yeah.
and you want to get rid of it, and all of a sudden you're alone. You move to a cabin in the woods. You move to a cave, and you're a needy person.
You're probably gonna feel depressed and kill yourself, or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm going to extremes. But let's
Yeah.
say you start to, pushing people away to be alone, and then you're getting drugs. Because what you seek, it's past for seek, I forgot the past tense for seek. What you looked for,
Yeah.
other people, you're going to look for on drugs, on other things. Because you lack something that should be inside you, and you can't find it inside of you, you look outside, you outsource it. That's something about addiction. Say, the most common kind of addiction is smoking, cigarettes, right? Everyone knows smoking is bad. Kills you, literally.
But,
A million kinds of cancer and everything. But
people don't really care because on that moment it's good.
yes,
So-
and that's because, if you ask people why do you smoke, many people wouldn't know. But there are some people that know. You ask, why do you smoke? Because I'm anxious. That's the answer.
Anxiety, yeah.
They try
That's
to
very common.
smoke because they want to lower their anxiety.
And not only for smoking, I mean, anxious people, they usually smoke or do something else. It can also be food.
Yes,
People that are addicted to eating.
yes, I just want to finish this
Yeah.
this line of thought.
Keep going.
But yes, food too. People smoke because they're too anxious, they want to fix their anxiety, but they forget that they should fix the anxiety by inside.
Yeah.
Inside themselves. Not outsource, because they outsource the anxiety fix with what? Cigarettes.
Yeah, it's a
Maybe-
psychological
maybe
problem. Yeah.
Pills. I'm not saying people shouldn't take medicine if they need to. No, not at all. But people sometimes outsource, their fix in pills, in medicine, in drugs, in cigarettes, in food, because they don't really want to face themselves. Because in the end, the only voice you listen to is your own voice.
Yeah.
When you're alone, why do people take sleeping pills? Because when they lay their heads on the pillow, they're stuck with their own head, their own voices, and they can't sleep.
Yeah.
Because their voice won't shut up. So sleeping pills and boom, you're asleep. You shut yourself.
How do you overcome anxiety? Do you have any clue?
Well, it's kind of my specialty.
Yeah,
It's complicated.
first of all, it's a problem of mindset, psychological problem. So
Yes, first thing you should do is understand you need help. I would
Yeah.
say seek help. No, understand you need help.
You have to understand that's a problem. Okay.
Yes, you have something you gotta solve,
Yeah.
right? And you need to address the issue, or your life is going to suck. You know, you're not going to live. You're going to survive. Who? Yourself. You know, survive the endless hunt that is your head hunting you.
It's the same thing that we were talking when we started saying about goggins. Take a look at the mirror, face your problems.
Face your demons.
Yeah, face your demons,
Yeah.
and think about what you can do to correct
your life.
improve them. Yeah.
So that's something. It's the most difficult part, the hardest. Admitting you have an issue, you gotta face it. It's the most difficult part. As you do it, everything gets easier because you walked already 60-70% of of the road. The other half is therapy, seeking therapy. So this other 40-30%, a professional will help you through it.
Yeah.
He or she is not going to walk you through it, not walk for you, but will help you walk through.
Yeah, they're gonna guide you. Yeah.
Yes, because that's something. Because in any treatment, 50% of the job is the therapist's job. The other 50% is yours. You know? Let's say you have a headache, right?
Yeah.
You go to the doctor gives you some medicine. He prescribes you some medicine. What you gotta do? You gotta go to the drugstore, buy the medicine, and take it as he instructed.
Yeah.
He did his 50%. Oh, there's the medicine. Take that for how many hours, how many days, right?
Yeah.
Your
Otherwise-
50% is to do your part. Buy the medicine, take as he instructed.
Otherwise, it's not gonna.
You take the prescription, right? You
Yeah.
don't buy the medicine or you don't take it. How are you going to blame the doctor? Therapy, psychotherapy is exactly the same. The therapist might come with solutions, with tools. That's why therapy is so, tailored to you. It's measured. Oh, this fits you, right? This is for you. This is for you, it doesn't work to you. Your problems might look exactly the same, but it won't work for you. That's why therapy is so VIP, let's say that.
Yeah.
So the therapist comes, oh, do this. You don't. Then people go out and say, oh, I did so many times of therapy, it doesn't work. A psychologist doesn't work. Holistic practices don't work. Why? Because you don't do your part. You don't do your job.
Yeah.
And that's a complicated issue.
And that happens everywhere. It's like the guy that blames the teacher because
for not learning.
for not learning, and the guy simply doesn't study. So yeah,
Doesn't
same
study, doesn't do his homework.
thing. Yeah, and that's completely normal. So yeah, it's a good point.
That's how basically you deal with anxiety and addictions. But of course, you have some tips, right? General tips. You can start meditating, you can start exercising, working out is vital.
Yeah.
It's scientifically proven that sunlight and physical activity are actual medicine for anxiety and depression. Go out in the sun, might be a morning walk or late afternoon walk, go to the gym, go outside, take some sunlight and do physical activities. It's neuroscience, it's proven. It works better than medications, actually. You solve the problem. Don't strive for looking for easy ways because there is no easy way out. It's your own hand. You're going to get out of yourself. Why don't you try to make peace with yourself instead of fighting yourself? That's something very important about anxiety. People try to fight their demons, to fight their addictions. Don't fight, face them. It's different.
Interesting.
Let's suppose I have a problem with you. Let's make that.
Okay.
If I just come to you and punch you in the face, knock you out, is it going to solve the problem? Or is it going to get you even more mad at me?
Yeah. Even
Our
more
problem will increase.
Yeah.
So if I sit here and face you, well, I have this problem with you. What are you going to do about it? And sit and talk. Civilizedly, politely. You know? You solve the problem. It's not easy. There's no piece of cake. You know? But then as you do it, you see, oh, this and that, and you come to, oh, I also have this and that against you. And you stop. And you stop and wait. You get to agreement. You make peace. Make peace with yourself, with your own mind. It's the best thing you do to cure anxiety. That's it. You know, we can say, oh, it's the cure, but it kind of is. It's the way out. You know? Of course, as I said, if someone's listening to us who has anxiety, depression, go to doctor. Take your pills.
Yes, for sure.
Don't stop that because you can't realize the good thing they do for you. They keep you from doing bad shit.
Yes.
So do that. But also practice meditation. Listen to yourself. Don't fight your voice.
Work out. Exercising, everything. Blah, blah, blah. That helped me because I had some problems a long time ago, but I had, and since I started exercising and going out and everything, that helped me a lot. So it's a very good point you brought.
Yes, I said scientifically proven.
Yeah, yes.
It's actual medicine. I have many teas. You know the chamomile tea? People saw chamomile tea. It has a real study in the US. School hospital did a complete scientific research around chamomile tea and it's proven it works. So some tea like chamomile tea.
Pretty interesting.
It's great to help you sleep, to help you calm yourself down, to relieve some anxiety crisis. You know, if you're facing crisis, you know, anxiety break, a little chamomile tea will help you. You know, this research I read, it says that 1 million cups of chamomile tea are taken in the US every day. That's why they did the research. Well, if so many people take and claim it works, let's see if it really does. And actually does. Actually works.
This is good. But is this industrialized community as good as the plant?
Well, here in Brazil, we have those little tea bags, right?
Yeah.
If you open it up, you see there's actual chamomile.
Okay,
but now I'm going to enter some energetic thing here. If you get from like a store that sells only herbs, better because it won't take so long to get your hands. It won't be so manufactured, so it's better. It's much better to take that. But if you don't have any clothes, and if you go to a herb store, it's actually way cheaper to buy.
For sure.
You know, when I buy it, you know, this size bags of chamomile tea, you know, maybe 100 grams. For the same price I pay for a little box, 10 doses. So it's way
different, yeah.
It's way cheaper.
Wow. So yeah, really good. And I don't know.
Try it out?
No, not about this, but we could talk about another type of addiction. We were talking about anxiety right now.
Yes.
And that kind of reminded me of that thing of social anxiety and talking to people.
Which you talked in episode 1. Communication!
Communication.
Just let me stop you for a second.
Okay.
Have you realized that every episode, I just bubbled in my mouth. Every episode, we go back to episode 1.
Yeah, I think so. There we go.
Communication rules. So, go on.
So, I forgot what I was going to say.
Social anxiety.
Social anxiety, yeah, what I was going to say. You said about that thing of fighting against your mind.
Not fighting, facing.
Okay, but you said you should not fight your mind.
Yes.
It was the thing you said, I think. And when you are trying to talk to people, especially people you don't know, your mind starts talking to you and tries to make you stop doing that because you're going out of your comfort zone.
Right.
At that moment, should you fight your mind like, oh no, I'm gonna do it anyway, shut up?
No.
What should you do then?
You challenge your mind. Your mind goes, oh, you can't do it. No, you can't. Oh, you're going to be embarrassed. You reply to your mind, wanna bet?
Ah, okay. It's different.
It's completely
fighting.
different.
Okay, I got you.
Right? It's completely. Wanna bet? I'll prove you wrong. And do it. And you have, another push to go even further. No,
Okay.
I want to prove myself I can do it. Goggins it.
Goggins, yeah.
That's what he does, right? I'm going to prove myself I can do it. You told me about the 147 kilometers. He ran, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
He said he did because he wanted to prove himself he could do it. It's the same principle.
Yeah,
Prove
that
yourself.
was an insane way because he was almost dying. by the
Yeah,
end of
but
the
you
ship.
get the idea. Didn't he basically say to himself, wanna bet?
Yeah, kind of like.
Say it to yourself. Oh, you can't do it. Oh, I can't, get up and go to the gym. I'm just too lazy. Wanna bet? Right? When someone challenges you, don't you say that? Oh, you wanna bet on that? Let's go. How much do you wanna bet? Challenge yourself. Place a bet. It's good if you really place a bet. If I lose, I'll do that. If I win, I'm going to do that. And I really want to win. You play something you really want to do. Kind of treat yourself. I really want that. So you do it. You have another reason to really go hard on what you're betting with yourself.
It's pretty interesting.
Yes.
Never thought about it.
Yes, you don't fight, you face. Carl Jung always says, I always keep forgetting the word. Every time I need to say to someone, I forget the damn word. Facing. When you put together with yourself and you mix it.
Who is that guy?
Carl Gustav Jung. He was a psychologist. He was kind of a successor to Freud.
Oh, okay.
I always forget. Integration is the word. I always forget to say integration. Always. I say that 100 times a week. Every time I need to say to someone, I forget the word. You need to integrate your shadow. That's what's called the shadow word. The shadow is what you would really want to do. The voice inside your head, kind of your nemesis, is your shadow. But that's the thing. You don't integrate your shadow, it is your enemy. You need to make it stop being your enemy and make peace with your shadow, your inner demons. There's even an entire school of magic, real magic, not magician, mages, wizards, focused on facing your demons.
Interesting.
The Solomon clavicle, it's called Goetia. It's basically, there are many teenagers trying to really summon demons to do stuff, which is completely nonsense, and they actually can summon bad spirits and screw their lives. But it's actually focused on summoning your demons to a fight.
Interesting.
The 72 demons of Solomon, it's called. You summon the demon, there's an entire ritual. I'm going to get into that because I'm not, I'm not a good person to talk about it because I don't really understand how it works in practice, but I know the principle.
Got it.
You do the ritual, you summon a demon. Where is it going to come from? From within. You put the demon out and fight it. How? Verbally. You get to an agreement. That's the fight with the demon. You don't fight, you face. You know?
Okay.
You face the demon and you make peace with it. And it stops existing. It ceases to exist. Because you integrate it to yourself, which is the shadow work that Jung proposed.
So the main idea is to make peace with your inner demons. So once you start betting, one day it'll stop talking to you.
Yes. Because it will be so natural for you that those voices will stop trying to stop you.
Because they know you want. Okay.
Oh, I can't beat this guy. You know, you turn the table. Your inner voice, I'm going to beat him. Of course I'm going to beat him. It's the opposite. Your inner voice, and you, as your voice can beat you, you say, oh, I won't even try. No, I won't do it. But you turn the tables, your inner voice, I won't try him. I won't test him because I know I can't beat him.
Now you are in control.
You are in control.
Yeah, gotcha.
And you understand that those inner demons are a part of yourself. They're not an external entity. They are you. They are your flaws. And as you make peace with that, you get into what you said earlier, balance.
Balance, yeah.
You get in balance with yourself, with your mind, and you will just live. Just start living.
Come on, pretty good.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Now we are back to social anxiety, and we have to go back to addictions. But
Yeah, because
it's not so far from the main subject.
it really isn't. It's really not.
Yeah, it's not.
Tell me, isn't being anxious a kind of addiction? Because don't you get addicted to your anxiety?
Yeah, probably. To your anxiety, to your comfort zone, I would say.
Yes. Why do you smoke? Go back to smoking.
Because of your anxiety, because you want to get relieved.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
You want to get a quick fix.
Yeah.
Right. So, I completely lost track of my line of thought. You smoke, right? Because you want to escape that reality. Right? Then you kind of use it to make peace with your inner demons. You give them a treat.
I'm gonna give you something so you can shut up. Yeah, I got you.
But as you go on, smokers won't calm down smoking. That's when people start smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day.
Yeah, that's kind of normal, isn't it?
Yes, because they lost purpose. Not only because they get addicted to nicotine or substances, but because they don't get the fix. That's why people that get into drug abuse, they get heavier and heavier and heavier because they don't get their fix. But I want to talk about another addiction, which is really old. We're actually going long with that. Half an hour.
Yeah.
Which is the most common kind of addiction nowadays. Because if you talk about smoking, people know smoking is bad.
Yeah.
They know. The new cigarette is, you said in the beginning, porn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because why did cigarettes became so popular in the past? Everybody did it. Our parents, our grandparents did it.
Yeah.
I remember my grandmother telling me she started smoking, I think she was 6. She started smoking.
Oh, come on, 6?
Because it's common. It was something like,
Yeah.
I remember this in her stories. Her parents said, bring me a cigarette, lit. So she lit the cigarette and she started getting addicted to it.
Wow. Yeah, it was part of the culture. So
It's
yeah.
cultural. So
Yeah.
that's why people got into cigarettes. Nowadays, everybody knows it's bad, it screws you, causes you cancer, blah, blah, blah.
Everything.
Right.
Okay.
And nowadays, with porn, doesn't everybody watch porn? Isn't it common?
I don't know if everybody, but I would say 9% or something like
90%
that.
of people, yes.
Probably.
Which was the percentage of people who smoked back then? 90-95% of people used to smoke.
Yeah.
Now
probably.
90 to 95 people watches porn.
Why do you think that happens?
It's culture. It's normal. If you go, for example, to Islamic country,
Yeah.
it's religiously forbidden. They don't watch porn because it's not a part of their culture.
Yeah, but it's way different. Yeah, I got you.
No, just to make contrast.
Yeah.
It's not a part of their culture. Given the opportunity, let's say they want to change their culture. Islamic guy gets away from his country to live in another country. He immigrates. Okay. And, let me try Western culture. I want to quit Islam for some reason, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He will start drinking alcohol, probably start watching porn because they never do that. They might not even know what it is. The culture where women use burqas and everything, they don't even see women. All of a sudden, he's being shoveled, naked women.
Yeah. It's a shock of reality. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cultural shock.
Yeah.
Isn't he, kind of induced to get addicted to it?
Maybe because it's new, but he has his religion, and I don't
Now,
know.
I'm talking if he wants to abandon his religion.
Ah, got you. I don't know.
Like, for example,
No idea.
indigenous people.
Yeah.
We have that vision that indigenous people like to live their tribes in the middle of the forest and don't contact with civilization. They want to hunt and do whatever they do to survive.
I don't think so. They would like technology because it's way better.
Yes,
It's comfortable. And
kind of blame them.
Yeah.
Kind of blame them. Would you leave everything to go to live in the middle of the woods?
No, absolutely not. Why would I?
So we can't blame them.
Probably I would die in 2 days or 3.
But as you go, to a rainforest, and
Yeah.
you show, this is the internet. Having access of all the knowledge in the world here in your
You just
hands.
need to Google it. Yeah.
They'll go batshit crazy. You present them cars. Cars, right? Would they want to find a horse, raise a horse, tame a horse, so they can travel faster?
Why?
Why? I have the car!
You don't need to do
You
that.
don't have to. So I can't blame it. That's the same thing. I just, got closer.
Yeah.
It's easier,
For sure.
So
it is.
you show someone poor because it's in our culture. Many teenagers, as they enter puberty, they are presented with porn by, his or her school friends.
And maybe not.
Even
Maybe they just search
their-
it
maybe
because
their
everybody
own
has
parents, maybe their own parents.
Google. Yeah.
And yes, there's a natural curiosity because as you get into puberty, you start to, I wonder how sex actually is.
So you have Google.
You have
It's
Google.
easy. Everything is easy right now. We don't
Everything
need
is
to.
easy. So you're brainwashed with porn.
But one thing that I think that is important, we are a generation that, in general, is addicted to porn. Okay, we know that. But how does that affect a normal relationship?
The amount.
Yeah.
Because, talking a little bit about porn before entering what you asked me. Let's try to explain it using cigarettes again.
Okay.
There are cigarettes, there are pipes, there are cigars, right? I like cigars, but I'm not addict. Why? Because I don't smoke every day. I smoke maybe 5 years. It's my ratio of smoking cigars.
Oh, so you just like to try it. You don't like to smoke it periodically.
Yes.
Okay.
Why? Because I know it can be addictive. And because I don't need to escape my reality at that point. Maybe because, you want to use tobacco to relax. But there's something about addiction that you remember, as I told you, that we get addicted to things to escape ourselves. Right?
Right.
I'm happy with myself. I'm more resolved.
Sometimes,
I don't want to escape, so I don't miss it. Sometimes I want because it tastes good.
Sometimes we are struggling on our lives, but we want to fight to get to the next level, and that's really good to improve in life.
Yes, but as you go back to porn, I explained, right?
Yeah.
You can smoke as a hobby, let's say that, and don't get addicted to it. You can control it. Porn is the same thing. You have two group of people who say porn is evil, and people who say no, porn doesn't cause addiction, porn is actually good for you. There are those two groups.
I would say that nothing causes addiction, depends on you. Maybe some people are inclined to be addicted to cigars and some
don't.
Yeah.
For example, if people no, porn is bad, they say that porn causes the same effect as cocaine in your brain.
Okay.
Because they release, and then people say that they release dopamine, which is not actually. They do, but they're not, and it's not the main cause. Okay. What do you want when you want to please yourself? Play a game, do something. You want the dopamine. You want to feel good.
Yeah.
Serotonin.
Serotonin, okay.
Dopamine is the hormone that makes you seek things. So when you start watching porn, you release dopamine, which will make you want to mate, to have sex. Because to your brain, there is no difference between porn and real sex. Your brain can't differ one from another. So every time you watch porn and masturbate, to your brain, you're having sex. Period. That's how our brain understands.
Yes.
So people watch porn and they masturbate. Right. Okay. It depends how much you do it, it's not a problem. It's not an issue. But people get addicted to it because they want to feel that again. They want to feel good about themselves. They want to feel desired. Because they can't be able, remember social anxiety, they're not able to go out and seek a partner and do the job, which is having someone to have sex.
Yeah, because it's so more
stressful. It's stressful. And if you watch porn, you have the dopamine, which would be released for you to go out and mate. That was dopamine for. You start watching porn, dopamine rises. That's why you want to watch more and more and more. Because of dopamine. That's what addicts people. They want to watch more and more and more and more. And they get stuck in it. Because to your brain, that's sex. So you don't watch porn, I want to have sex, and go out and find someone.
Yeah, we
it's all there.
Often like easy things.
And our brain likes to save energy. It's already here. Why the hell am I going to go out?
Yeah. And also you need to find someone, you need to talk, you have to go to first meetings.
Let's suppose you have a girlfriend or you're married.
Yeah, there are some people that prefer watching to porn than...
Not even that, I'm not getting to that yet.
Okay.
It's before It's even before that point. Let's say you have a girlfriend, okay?
Okay.
What if she doesn't want to have sex at that moment?
Okay.
And you have all the dopamine. One's there, waiting for you, making you feel good about yourself, making you feel desired. Anything you could fantasize is in there. Some things that are basically impractical. That maybe your girlfriend or wife, boyfriend, whatever, wouldn't want to do with you. It's all that important. You can do whatever you want. The body you want. With how many people you want.
Yeah.
That's why it's so addictive, because it's kind of rewarding. And as you do it, you masturbate, then you get serotonin, the numbness you feel, serotonin. And people do that. And as they're addicted, remember, people get addicted because they see something they lack in themselves.
Yeah.
The person lacks the capacity to actually date. They seek the easy fix. And they get addicted.
Yeah, there's an easy fix for everything. Yeah.
They get the easy fix. That's why people get addicted to porn. That's why porn is bad. But porn can be good because sometimes, you're even in a healthy relationship. Maybe you are able and confident enough to go out and seek mates. But you just don't have the time. Or maybe you just don't want to convince someone right now. You would, but right now, I just want one thing. I just want the orgasm.
So you're saying that basically, if it doesn't limit you...
It doesn't limit you. If you, let's say, you stop your work, you're working, right? You stop to do it, then it's bad. You stop, remember as you said, because sometimes people are married or have a partner, but they prefer porn to real sex. Then it's a problem. Then you have a real issue.
It seems like it's happening very often.
Yes, and that's why porn is bad.
But do you think that that's the only thing that affects relationships?
No, it's one thing.
Yeah. Also think so. I could not list all of them, but yeah, I think there are a lot of problems.
And the other issue of porn is that, it's called PMO, pornography, masturbation, orgasm. PMO, it's called.
Oh, you did some research?
Yes. I searched something about NoFap.
Okay.
Which I ended up disagreeing with the guy, because they basically made a religion revolve the NoFap.
Oh, a religion about NoFap.
And the guys...
Okay. You get some kind of superpower, isn't it?
Basically.
Oh, okay.
I did NoFap for a time. I have something to tell later. But it's not... I'm not becoming Superman.
Okay.
Because of it.
I wanted to get stronger, but since it's not going to happen...
No, it's not.
Let's continue.
You're not going to lift 100 kilos with a finger. No, you're not.
Oh, too bad.
They basically say you become God, but no, you don't. Well, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Completely.
I was thinking about the superpowers, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, pornography, masturbation, orgasm. Okay, PMO. Masturbation, orgasm are not addictive.
Pornography is...
No, masturbation and orgasm are not addictive. Pornography is.
Okay.
Why? Because as you watch pornography, your brain understands you're having sex. So it's addictive. Masturbation without pornography, your brain knows it's not having sex. So masturbation won't stop you from seeking a partner. Masturbation won't stop you, masturbation alone, won't stop you to do what you have to do. It may even be, a gas for you to do it. A stress relief, escape.
Escape. There's also some kind of escape, yeah.
Yes. But if you're that masturbation again without pornography, then you see it won't stop your life. But pornography is addictive, very addictive, because it's an easy fix. It's basically what we're programmed to do. Our brain is programmed to procreate. We do that because it's inside our brain.
Yeah.
No, we're built for that.
Yeah.
Men and women alike. No? So you get porn in your brain understands, oh, I'm already reproducing. Okay, keep it. You know, you kinda feed the system, oh, I'm doing great, because you know, our brain is wired to procreate. So you're doing what you're supposed to be to your brain.
Oh, that's interesting.
But you're actually not. So porn is addictive. Masturbation, your brain knows, I'm not having sex. I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
But
I've never thought about it this
yes.
way. Okay.
And we get back into seeking something to escape your reality. Because let's say you can't find a partner, right? You see pornography, you suppress that, you feel that hole you have inside you. Right? I'm getting not second thoughts. Right? I'm trying to be philosophical here. I said that, then I thought about it. You have a hole to feel inside you when you go to porn.
Yeah.
To feel that emptiness you have. Right? But if you leave porn aside, masturbation can actually be healthy. Because you're so good about yourself, so full of yourself, that you are able to please yourself. You're not seeking outside, you're doing that for you. Not for everybody else. You do that for you.
Okay, I think that I get the picture.
That's the same thing going back to cigars.
I like cigars, okay.
If you want to smoke a cigar once in a while, because why? Because just because.
Yeah,
Wanna
try
do
it and okay.
Yes, but suppose you already tried it, you liked it, I wanted to because yes. Then it's different. I have an addiction, I have to feel a hole inside me, so I don't smoke.
Yeah.
But as you do it, but you're already full of yourself, I want to do it because I want to do it. It's not going to, cause me an addiction. I'm not going to depend on it to fill that hole. So sometimes you want to smoke that cigar, right?
Yeah.
But you can leave it. It's not going to, get the pressure on. I need to. No, you don't. You just want to. Same thing as masturbation by itself. Maybe I wanted to, but I have so many other things to do.
Come on, interesting.
So that's when people get into no fab, that long period of no masturbation. Because the actual purpose, right?
It's not addictive because of that.
Yes.
If they don't watch porn, they're not addicted, and then they can
ended
stop.
up. Yes.
Okay, I understand.
But there's something completely a bad side about NoFap too, because if you think about it, you feel good when you do NoFap. You feel powerful. That's why people you get powerful. No, you don't. You feel powerful. You feel confident. You feel brave. You feel able to do everything and accomplish everything you want in the world.
Why is that?
Because you get a testosterone boost.
Okay.
You get the testosterone going, flow,
Alright.
more, and you feel stronger because you have more energy to work out. So you feel stronger.
Okay.
You're more energetic, so you go out, you talk to people, you feel confident because you're full of yourself. And that can be addictive too. Let's take Superman.
Yeah.
It's all powerful, the most powerful superhero there is. A tiny fragment of kryptonite destroys him, he becomes nothing. less than nothing. Any thug can beat his ass. You know, a small child could beat Superman if properly filled with kryptonite. It's the same thing. So, people that go hard on NoFap, hard mode,
Yeah.
they get addicted to that feeling, so they won't masturbate. Some people stop even having real sex. It becomes sickness.
Come on, man.
It also becomes
Why?
sickness because they get selfish. I don't want to lose that power. So people stop mating just like they would if they were addicted to porn. That they would stop mating. People that go really hard on NoFap will stop dating because they don't want to lose that power.
I'm sorry, but I can't understand that.
It's addiction.
Yeah.
It's a complete addiction.
Another kind of addiction, yeah. That's very strange. Okay. So they basically created a new community of no-fappers. Yeah.
They became a religion of sorts, a sect.
Yeah. I think that
I'm not,
teenagers are creating a lot of religions
I'm
nowadays.
not actually criticizing them because they save a lot of people from porn addiction.
Yeah.
They did a really, really good job. But we go to what you said at the beginning. Balance. You know?
That's the main thing.
A good way to use masturbation in your favor, or a cigarette, or anything, you can, let's say, vent. You can put it out.
Yeah, that's something I do every time because
Like going to the gym,
yeah, for
hitting
sure.
a punch bag, you vent,
Yeah, hitting a punch bag is the best thing. But sometimes even music just calms me down and I can go back and think about the work I was doing before.
And can't people be addicted to music?
Yeah, they can.
There are people that can't do anything without
Yeah.
being listening to music.
Yeah, 100 points. I think that everything's addictive. Yeah.
Everything can be addictive.
And right now that we have a lot of gadgets that we can use to get addicted, yeah.
A smartphone,
Yeah, this thing's the best thing to for you to find addictions, yeah.
and the biggest addiction everywhere.
Yeah.
Social media is designed to addict people. The way it works is meant to.
Yeah, the more you watch, the more they get the money. Yeah.
They get you. That
They want you to be
Stuck.
watching there all day.
all day long, all night long. So everything can be addictive. And today's lesson would be that balance.
Balance.
You know,
That's the main thing.
everything. Balance. You can balance how much you work out, because people can be addicted to working out. Many people do.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do so many people become bodybuilders? Is that because they want to practice, they want to get into the word, or maybe they have that hollow side, they have a hole to be filled. They fill it with heavy weights, with iron. People fill them with porn. People will fill them with cigarettes. People will fill them with music.
Yeah, that's how it is.
And it goes back, I can't remember the episode, we talked about what Indians called it the veil of Maya, the illusion.
I can't remember.
Buddhists call it the illusion of reality. Everything that's transitory is not forever, is an illusion. So this body is an illusion. This phone we're using to record is an illusion because it ends in time.
Yeah.
Relationships are illusion because as you die, of course, relationships can die before your body dies.
Yeah.
But as you die, the relationship will be over. Everything in this world is an illusion.
Yeah.
So, I have to think about it. Am I going too deep, being deluded? Isn't I do an illusion, why is it such a sweet illusion? I can't get rid of it. You know?
Because it pleases you somehow. Yeah.
But isn't reality even more pleasing? Because you have everything. Why can't you be free? The thing people value the most is freedom. You know? Why do people want to get rich? Because they think they'll be free. Because money buys freedom. You know? Why do people do everything they do? To be free, to feel free. So why can't you face your demons, work your shadow, and free yourself? Because the shadow work is a freeing process. You get free from yourself.
Yeah.
Why can't you strive to find balance in everything? Then you will feel free.
Come on. That was good.
Very noisy car passing by.
Yeah, I think that was a truck.
It's a car.
The car? Yeah. So you have to go out there and shape your reality, yeah.
Yes.
And stop arguing and procrastinating about it. Okay.
Because procrastination becomes a vice, an addiction.
Yeah. Everything becomes an
Everything. Everything. Listening to podcasts, except the BroTalk. Listening to podcasts can be addictive. You watch or listen to an episode, and another episode, and another episode, and your day's gone.
Yeah, the same thing as Netflix movies, it's social media, so it's all the same thing.
You go, time flies.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point.
And when
Time flies, you have this limited amount of time which goes like this.
and when you go to your bed, you realize, oh, I had to do this, and that.
And then you feel bad about yourself. And then you seek what's your greatest addiction to feel good. Be it cigarettes, porn, marijuana, cocaine.
Maybe you'll not be able to sleep well
And
because
you go
you're
to
going to be
pills.
worried. Yeah. And then the other day will suck and you do that all over again.
And then it's
You create a loop.
a
Yeah.
snowball process because it feeds itself.
Yeah.
A
And
self-feeding monster.
the more you are in this loop, the more harder,
The harder
the
it is
harder it is
to get
for you
out.
to get out.
Yes. So that's today's lesson. Face your fucking demons.
Oh, that's 57 minutes. I didn't know we were talking for too long.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I think I spent 20 minutes
Explain me about porn addiction, yeah.
pornography,
Yeah.
rambling, you know. I like to ramble.
Yeah, but that was really good because I've never thought about it.
That's the whole point of the BroTalk.
Yeah, not as deep as you were telling us.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah, it is.
Subjects to make you think.
And random, yeah. So, that's
Bye.
the end.
That's the end.
Guys, so that's a wrap and we'll see you on the next one.
On the next awesome freaking episode, I was trying to think about another adjective. Episode of the BroTalk.
And check out for our Instagrams in the description.
If you're watching this on YouTube, like and comment here. What did you think about today's episode? And if you want to listen to us ramble about something else, just comment here below.
And like and share.
See you
See you guys.